What's good, my homages? Welcome back to another video. So I have my workout gear on. I just stretched. I'm gonna walk. I wasn't gonna film today, but I just had something crawling up my ass, some kind of bug. Just kidding, that sounds weird. But if you watched my last video, I was a little bit down in the dumps and it followed me into this morning, and I was like, you know what? No scrolling, no nothing. I broke the habit of that a while ago. So I journaled for like an hour and a half and I wrote, how many pages do I got here? It's insane. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 pages, my guy. I got 6.5 pages of just, yeah, blabber. I don't remember the last time I journaled that much. Because lately it's been like quotes, like I'll see signs like, I want to share a couple with you actually. When I've been out and about doing my gig work, I've been seeing these signs, like legitimate signs. And I write them down so then I can put them in my journal so I can think back on it. Call it prophetic, call it whatever you want. I feel like it is. So this is what I've been seeing. Worth the U-turn, let the light in, battles are won within, bold, period, forward, period. Think bank. So I'll explain a little bit more in depth in future videos what some of these mean, but can't really let out Pandora's box yet, but I better change my battery. Anyways, essentially what happened was I went to bed last night and I was feeling really down in the dumps and very emotional, and I cried myself to sleep. I did. And Cricket's trying to lick my tears. I'm like, I love you, but your breath smells so bad. It smells so bad. I know you're trying to help a girl. Mama needs to make some cheddar so I can take you to the vet and get your freaking teeth clean. Your breath is raunchy. Oh my God. And even my teeth, I need to get my teeth clean. I woke up this morning, you know what the first thing I thought about was, dang, I wonder when the last time I had my teeth cleaned, because I have like plaque buildup on the side of my mouth and like, or on the side of my teeth. And I've been like trying to brush it off. I brush my teeth like twice a day. I floss twice a day. I use mouthwash. I make sure my mouth is especially clean because you only get one set of these babies. It's been 2 years since I got my teeth cleaned. Ew, gross, don't like that. I remember I got them cleaned shortly before I quit my corporate job, so that's cool. So Cricket and I have something in common. We both need our teeth cleaned, so that's cool. I was brainstorming on how to get myself out of this financial pickle or this situation. Last night I just said, F it. I got off the apps. I couldn't even watch YouTube. I couldn't focus. I was just, you know, like when you're so far gone mentally, like not like bleh, like crazy, like nuts, but like so far gone mentally, like with energy, and my mental capacity was just, it was in the shitter. So that was not a good time. So I just went to bed because I couldn't stand my brain. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, oh my God, I'm annoying myself right now. And my feelings are very valid. I'm going through a really hard time and I'm just giving myself a lot of grace for how I'm handling this situation and handling this, because I could wallow in my sorrows and lay in bed and choose not to get up, but here I am at 8:40 in the morning. I wished I had more time. I wished I would have woke up on my first alarm, but I laid there for 30 minutes because I was just so beat, and I journaled for like an hour and a half, and now I'm gonna walk, and then I'm gonna shower, and then I'm gonna get ready for the day, and then I'm gonna start Instacart a little bit earlier because if you watched the last video, sorry if I'm shaking a lot, I should have put you on a tripod, but I'm trying to hurry if you can't tell. So, shit, what was I saying? I forgot. Oh yes, I ended my Uber Eats and Instacart extravaganza around 6:45-ish, 7 p.m. last night. I hit a wall. I hit a wall of frustration, I hit a wall of overwhelm, I hit a wall of sensory overload, I hit a wall of overstimulation, I hit a wall of exhaustion. I hit the wall, and let me tell you, I smoked it hard. I smoked it hard, and it was not a good time, and I don't know. I was thinking about a lot of stuff. I cried all the way home. I cried when I got home. I cried myself to sleep, and now I woke up, and I woke up in a similar mindset. You know what? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make the best of what I got. That's the only thing I can do. And I was thinking a lot about the last video when I mentioned that I don't want a job. I'm gonna set you on a tripod because I feel like I'm shaking a lot. Honestly, wasn't planning on blabbering. Lights, camera, action, here we go. But yeah, in short, yesterday was not a good time. Yesterday was not a good day. And I've been positive. I feel like I've been pretty darn positive, you know, despite my circumstances. And with the job thing, when I said I don't want a job, it's not like, oh, I'm lazy. Because I'm sure there's new people who are watching my videos and like, what? She doesn't want to have a job? Like, it's the fear of judgment from society. And I don't know why I feel like I have to constantly explain myself. But it's this feeling of dedicating so much time and effort to YouTube and my artwork and my shorts. Like, I am grinding. If you look at my output on YouTube, it's insane. And I'm never gonna regret that, because even despite being tired, I'm gonna be so proud of myself and so happy that I documented this phase in my life. And there might be people who watch my videos and get pissed off or offended or don't like what I have to say, but that's not my problem. Telling the truth is not my problem the way that people perceive it. If they really have a problem, they can ask me. And I don't know why I feel the need to talk about that, but I am. I'm talking about it. I'm being honest. And I mean, if I was that bad of a person, these people wouldn't watch my videos, right? And it's people in my life, and I'm not going to get super into depth in that. I got some problems that I need to sort out. So when I do get a job, I need to go to therapy because I need to work through this anger that I have towards certain people. And a lot of it just has to do with showing up for me emotionally, and it's never been there, and I'm mad about it. So I'm mad about it, but you know what? These stages of life really opens your eyes up to see who's actually there. And I'm not blaming anyone. It's just you really, the writing's on the wall. The writing's on the wall. And that's all I'm gonna say on that part, because that's not what this video is about. I'm gonna back up the bus a little bit if you are a new viewer. Hi, my name's Tyler. I'm a self-taught artist. I live in southern Minnesota. I live in the frozen tundra. And I hate it here. I don't hate it, I just don't like the weather. It's too cold for me. I'm a freeze baby. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit skinty. When I started creating art again, and I started to really go crazy with it, so when I moved back from Jersey after pursuing high fashion modeling didn't work out. Yes, I know, it was pre-tattoos. I saved my money and I bought a house. And when I bought this house, I went wild. Like 2020 and 2020 and 2021 was when I created a ton of art. I created so much art, which is most of it on my wall behind me. That is like my old circa. That's like the old era of my artwork, but it's very meaningful and impactful because it's like shortly after I came back to it. And I know one day this artwork, whoever purchases it will be smart because it will be worth a lot of money one day. And people can call me crazy, but it's just a gut feeling that I have. And I'm thinking, I'm like, maybe I should jack up the rates on my stuff because it's worth more than what I'm asking for it on my website. People can call me crazy, but if a pig can paint on a canvas and sell it for $250,000, I can get $1,000 for one of my paintings. Call me crazy. I know my worth. I'm not afraid to admit that. I would happily enjoy my artwork. Like, I would rather keep my artwork and enjoy it for myself than give it away. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the rights to my work. All of these are visions that I've had. And no, I don't do mushrooms or psychedelics and stuff like that. People are like, oh, you must, you know, go on trips. And I'm like, no, never been on a trip like that, but I can only imagine what I would see if I did. Could you imagine what my art would be like? Not saying I'm gonna do that. I'm not, okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that, but the job thing. So when I moved into my house, I was doing art full time. I started my business, I built my website. Wilt's going to work. And then when I got my last corporate job, what I did for, God, what was it, 2.5, almost 3 years, when because I had 2 different roles in that company, because I started as a temp and then I was promoted and hired on full-time. Like, I was full-time, but like I was actually hired through the company. And when I would work this corporate job, I ended up working from home because I was going through some health issues. And my boss, he trusted me because I got my shit done, unlike a lot of people. And people hated the fact that Tyler got to work from home and they couldn't, but they had no idea what I was going through. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I was going through a lot of stuff. Things that I'm not gonna unpack in this video because that's not the point of what I'm trying to say. I was going through health struggles, I was creating art. Like, I would get done with my corporate job at 3:30, I would hurry up and eat something, do some things for about 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and I would paint until frickin' midnight most nights, every single day for years while I was building this business. And throughout that, I tacked on YouTube and I was creating YouTube videos. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna work. I have this good idea. Because I thought to myself, I was like, what is a good logistic way of saying this? Like, what is a free way to promote my artwork? I was like, YouTube. Like, I don't have to pay for advertisement because I was paying for like the stupid Facebook ads that hardly reached anybody. I would get clicks, but like, it wasn't worth the money that I was spending. Like, I was pouring more into my business than I was getting back, which is usually what you do when you start a business. It's part of being like an entrepreneur or having that kind of mindset. And I was like, well, what can I do that's for free? So I did YouTube, and I decided to pursue this full time and share my story and share my life and share the struggles that I've been through, because it turned into more than just that. It turned into sharing my story and building something meaningful that like talked about my mom and talked about mental health awareness and really spread awareness for this kind of stuff. And that's why my work is so emotional, because it's something that has meaning attached to it, you know? And for my entire life, this sat in my mind, because I was beating myself up about not wanting a job last night, because I was like, I don't want a job because I want to do the things I want to do. Not in a selfish manner, and I don't need to explain myself, but I feel the need to say this. I want to do the things that I want to do because they bring me joy. Are there things in my business that I have to do that I don't really enjoy? Absolutely. That's part of being a business owner. That's part of life. But I am so sick of wasting my time and pouring it into things that I don't want to do. My time is valuable, and that's something that I've learned throughout my life. And this gig work is getting me by. You can be grateful for something and not want to do it at the same time. Both things can be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, there can be something that's presented in your life and there can be two truths about it. And what really sparked my mind this morning is there's this guy called Eddie Pinero. We're actually friends on TikTok. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but there was a video that popped up this morning, and I don't usually scroll, but it was the first one that popped up when I was open the app. And he was talking about a plan B. And throughout my life, I've always had a plan B. It was my job, and then, you know, that was my plan B, was my job. This was plan A all along. And I've always had a plan B in my life. I went to college, like I had all of these plan Bs set up. I was like, I'm gonna go to school so it can be my backup plan. I'm gonna do this because it's gonna be my backup plan. And when I decided to jump ship and actually pursue my creative endeavors and my art full time, it was no longer having a plan B. It was pursuing plan A. And then my mental health kicked the crap out of me, and life was kicking me in the kneecaps. I was down on my knees, and I have been fighting back, man. I got stuck in like an 8-month depression, which I talked about in a couple of videos after I got back from Bali, because I learned how big, like I saw how big the world was and how small I am. That's why I like traveling, because when you see naturescapes, it's like this great big world around you and you feel so small. And I don't like when people say demeaning things to make me feel small, but when it comes to nature and I'm standing in front of a frickin' mountain, I feel small, and I love that about nature. I love feeling small because it makes your problems go from this to this. The size of a mustard seed. Like, just minuscule, microscopic. It's like, wow, what are problems? Look at this grand mountain. And then I'm sitting there crying. I'm like, it's so beautiful. Did you see that? And people are like, why is she crying? It's because I genuinely have a gratitude for nature. Anyway, this video pops up on TikTok, and he was talking about a plan B, and it like registered in my mind. And oddly enough, he was talking about logistics too. And I'm like, this is really weird, because in the last couple of videos I've been talking about logistics because I went to ChatGPT and I asked it. There's a lot of points that I'm trying to make. Sorry if you hear the blowing in the background, it's my furnace. Need to stay warm, it's kind of freaking cold outside. But I asked ChatGPT because when I had the 2 roles in my last corporate job, my first job that I had there, I worked with a bunch of engineers, and I get along phenomenal with engineers. I was like, I wonder why I get along with engineers so well. Like, is it being introverted? Is it this and that? And so I went to ChatGPT and I was like, all right, I had this role at a job, but I worked with engineers and everything flowed so smoothly. I got along so great with engineers. And I wanted to know why I got along with engineers so well. And what it threw back at me and what I gathered, this is just like a rough draft of what I'm trying to say, but it's the critical thinking, it's thinking outside the box, it's being direct, which people have made me feel guilty about. I'm a very direct and blunt person. I come with facts. I'm an emotional person, but when it comes to work and it comes to a work environment and people ask me something, boom, there's the answer. That's why I got along with Germans in the company so well, is because they said it like it was, and I respected that because I'm the same way. I'm part German, come from the Bakken. The Bakken name is part German, but I respected that about Germans because they were so direct. They told me exactly what they felt and wanted, and I wasn't offended by it because they were being honest. And it said that, like, I have a logistical side of the brain, which makes sense why when I was a supply chain analyst and I did the export through that company, like I managed to export to different countries, it made sense why I was so good at that job, because I think logistically. Get back to this video on TikTok, and Eddie was talking about the plan B, and he's like, he was talking about his YouTube growth, and I'm not even following him on here because I've been so freaking busy with stuff, but we've been friends on the app for like 5 or 6 years. And he was talking about his YouTube journey, and he was talking about like minimal microscopical, my God, that's a hard word, you know what I'm trying to say, tiny growth for like 7 years, and he never gave up. And he's in the self-help stuff too, and like his videos make a lot of sense to me because I feel like I think in a similar way. So yeah, his video popped up. He was talking about a plan B, and he's like, I never had a plan B. I just pursued plan A. And I'm like sitting here, I'm like, that's exactly what I want to do, but I kind of need money to survive. And so like I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, what can I do to not get a job? I don't want to go back because it's going to pull me away from everything else that I'm doing. I'm like doing gig work, and it's kind of full time, I guess. I've been working a lot more days, but I don't have time to pour into my creative endeavors. I hardly have time to edit YouTube videos. I'm uploading 4 YouTube videos a week. I'm creating shorts. I'm posting highlights. I'm going live twice a week. I'm working on this project. This freaking painting at this rate is never going to get done. And now I'm talking for a long time, so that just puts me back even further. And I think the part in this season of my life that's really grinding my gears and pissing me off is the fact that I am pouring all this time into something that I don't want to do when I want to do the things that I want to do. And before someone comes at me and tells me, well, Tyler, sometimes you have to do things, like, yeah, I know that's part of being an adult. I want to get this painting done so I can put it out into the world because there's a message behind it, and it's driving me crazy. When I'm doing these routes and I'm doing this gig work, that's all I think about is this stupid freaking painting that I've been working on for 2 months and I can't finish it because first I had an artist block, then I went on a trip because I made commitments, then I came back and I was piss poor broke. I am trying to get this stupid thing done. And it's not stupid, but because it's my work, but like, I'm so sick of doing things that I don't want to do. Ugh! I hate this part of it. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And I'm fighting back. I'm like resisting it. And I'm like, you know, my brain's like, well, Tyler, you probably, you know, should get a job. But then it's this feeling of being stuck again. And I don't care if a future employer sees this video or not because it's the truth. I'm very direct. I don't want to get another job because I already feel stuck. I feel so stuck in life. I can't go travel, I can't do the things I want to do because I don't have any money to do any of those things. People are like, just book the trip. You know, you have these people on social media, they're like, book the trip, life is so short. Do this, life is so short. It's like, yeah, easy for you to say, you've already made it in life. Or, oh, mental health, blah, 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 and they have some kind of stupid words of wisdom. It's like, I think a lot of times people really forget where they came from. And I had to be humbled by life to relearn that message and that point in life again, is I had to be humbled by life. Oh my God, I am so humbled by life. I want to go back to Bali. I want to get a freaking drone. I want to make cinematic videos. I want to make music. I don't have the time to do the things that I want to do. I started a 30-day guitar video for my other YouTube channel, with this and everything else that I have going on, by the end of the day, I'm so exhausted. I don't even hardly have time to watch YouTube videos. The time that I do it is when I walk on the treadmill. And I love watching YouTube videos and my favorite creators, but yeah, I ended up talking for 20 minutes. But yeah, it's the fact of always having a plan B. And I think the part that I'm resisting the most is not being able to stick to my plan A. I don't want to go back to plan B. I'm fighting it so hard and I'm just trying to let go. I can't. All I think about is my vision and my mom's vision and building what she wanted, building her vision. She has this whole elaborate dream, and not only do I want to make my dreams come true, I want to make her dreams come true, because I know that it's going to be healing and impactful for the world, and it's going to take time. And I think that that's the hardest part about all of this, is it doesn't just happen overnight. And I was being really hard on myself for my slow growth on YouTube, and I was like, I had to like pinch myself and remind myself this morning. I was like, okay, Tyler, like talking in the third person, I was like, I'm not crazy, I promise I'm not that nuts. But I was like, Tyler, you doubled your subscriber count in a year. Like, I've almost doubled it, I think. Am I trying to think of 14? Almost doubled it. Almost doubled it. I mean, that's pretty good. In the last month, I've gained 200 subscribers. It's been less than a month I gained 200 subscribers. I have been putting in the work. I've been putting in the reps, and last night I hit a wall and I got tired and I was human. There's been a lot of stuff hitting me in life, with my website being taken down and I wasting my time on the phone with them for an hour to sort this problem out. Feeling like I'm wasting my time doing these job interviews, and I know it's not a waste of time because I'm trying to save my own ass so I don't lose everything I've ever worked for, but I don't want to have a plan B again. And when I watched that video this morning, I was like, he freaking gets it, you know? But anyway, with that being said, it's 9 o'clock. I better get my butt on the treadmill because I'm being a little chatty Cathy this morning. So I just wanted to, I don't know, preface that. Talk about it, be real, and I'm getting cold too because I'm in a sports bra, so a little freezing. Welcome back. Here's to fighting my mental health. You brain. Good Lord, Janice, where the heck is my remote? I need to find that. Aw, man. I do this crap to myself all the time. I need like an entire day where I can just organize stuff, clean stuff. Maybe tomorrow, even though I'm broke. Anyway, turn this light off, save some money.
And behind them is an unseen.
I'm gonna edit a vlog stuff, so I was kind of on a roll with doing
The colors change, hands are frozen, still no pain. Feel the weight of the mortar, it could all be yours. You and the birds of prey, could all be yours. Watch your circle in the flame. Traitor, watching me out.
All right, so making breakfast. Sorry, got some dust on it. Oh my God, it looks like frickin' Schmeagol off Lord of the Rings. I'm making my breakfast right now. I'm so bad at this. It's 10:30 and it's almost lunchtime. This is what I do. I get sidetracked and I don't prioritize my food. The first reason being, it's not an excuse. It's, I probably have ADHD, honestly. But I get sidetracked and I was like, I'm gonna walk and I'm gonna journal, and I'm never hungry right away in the morning. So if I do an all-day shift, like I don't have any food to bring with me in a thermos today, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I might eat this, wait maybe an hour to leave, and then make some eggs, and then eat that for lunch. Eggs and bacon and cheese, whatever I have left. I don't have a lot of groceries left in my house. I need to make some money for other things. I do have some meat in my freezer. I've talked about this plenty of times on my YouTube channel. I'm just gonna set you on my cup while I blab at ya. But I have some meat in my freezer. That's kind of what's saving my ass. I have another quarter of a beef coming in April, so it's a good time to eat that up, and hopefully by April I'm financially secure or in a better spot. But just using what I have. So I have old-fashioned oats, and then I put water in with them and mix it with my finger. You can use a spoon or whatever works. And then I put water in with them, stick them in the microwave for a minute, and then they're done. You don't have to cook them on the stovetop. And then I put in like a huge dollop of peanut butter. I like the Walmart. I like the Walmart brand, especially Aldi. They have really good peanut butter. So yeah, I have syrup to sweeten it. I don't have any fruit. I am a fruit dude. I don't have any fruit. What else am I gonna say here? Oh, so since I don't have like any meals really, I'll probably have to make a steak tonight. This is all I have left of the half and half. There goes that. My milk's gone. I usually use almond milk, but I want to get more into like calcium stuff. I know that there's a lot of bad SHIT that they put in our meat and our food and processed stuff. You can believe it or not. There's just a lot of chemicals. Trying to be really creative with what I can make for food, because I don't have a lot, but I have, oh, that's old. I think this is old. What I hate about yogurt things, they never have like, sometimes they don't have a date on them. Oh yeah, there's mold on the top. She's old. I'm gonna chuck that. But let's see here. Lost my train of thought. All right. That's what I got. Condiments.
Wow.
Wow, I can really get a lot of energy off that. I have some lettuce left. A tiny bit of cheese from my last grocery shop a couple weeks ago. I need to clean this fridge. This is disgusting. I'm kind of embarrassed. These two sparkling waters, these are my stress relievers, because I used to bring an afternoon coffee with me, and since my anxiety is already bad, it put it through the roof, so yuck. It's gross in here. Sorry, guys. I ran out of chips, so I can't eat any of my queso. Yeah, so I have lettuce, 1 serving of cottage cheese, some shredded cheese that I'm gonna use. I have this bacon that I made because I'm not hurting when it comes to meat. Ha ha ha. I have eggs, 1 serving of vanilla yogurt left. I have to clean that crock pot. This is fish that I got from my dad last summer. So, oh, it's on my brother's birthday. These are sunnies, so I'm gonna fry these up probably tomorrow, because I don't know, either tonight or tomorrow, probably tomorrow. And then I have these steaks that I took out of the freezer because I purchased a quarter of a beef in the spring. If you guys are new to my channel, or not new to my channel, or you've been a frequent flyer, so to speak, and you've been one of the real peeps that I've stuck along this insane journey of something we call life. Thank you. I appreciate you. You probably saw me get my quarter beef. I get it every year. And then I have another one due in April. My 6-month car insurance is due. I just have so many due dates come up, and I feel like shriveling up into a ball and crying about it. But that's not gonna do anything. I'll cry later. I'll cry later. I'm very anxious today. I was in the shower and then I was rushing. I just feel like I don't have enough time to do anything. I feel like I don't have enough time. And then by the time I get home, I don't have energy to paint and whatever else. But anyway, show you my breakfast. Ooh, and then I just mix it really good. It's really sticky. So I usually use almond milk, like I said, but the half and half is good for my bones. I don't know, I just feel like increasing my calcium because my nails are effed. I don't have the money or insurance to go to the doctor. I need to get my vitamins tested because I know I'm deficient in a lot of things, and I know that that's what's contributing to a lot of my mental health issues. I got some ground cinnamon here. Just because I have, not only because I have PCOS and I had endometriosis and I got that taken out a couple years ago, which I have bills and collections now because they're being assholes about it. So that's cool. Yeah, a lot on my plate. I'm gonna Ralph this down. I always pray before I eat. I don't always get that on video, but I do say thanks for the things I do have in life, and I keep praying for a miracle, man, because this stage of life sucks. So with the steak tonight, I'll probably make the steak. I have 1 more can of green beans. That's all I got. So if I make some money today, I'm thinking about getting my oil changed tomorrow, and then I'm gonna go buy groceries. I have other bills due. I'm $300 or $400 behind on my gas, and I need to get that paid before spring comes because they will be shutting me off. I have a letter I haven't opened from them. I'm just, ugh. The stage of life blows big caca. But I have crumbs of my trail mix. I have tomato soup, diced tomatoes. Wow, bean sprouts. Would you like some sherry wine? Some peanut butter? A little bit of rice. Yeah, this is broke bitch vibes. Yeah. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that's a cheap thing I can make. I can make chili because I have hamburger. So I don't have any onions. Dang it. All right, I'm gonna do onions, beans for chili. I have tomato soup. I have diced tomatoes. I want actual tomatoes, real tomatoes. I'll just put Roma. Those are the ones I like to cook with, or the steak tomatoes. I don't like mushy, bleh. I don't like mushy stuff. Maybe celery, we'll see how much money I have. But I usually make like a pot of food and then I eat it until it's gone. That's just how I was raised. We always ate leftovers and we ate what was in the house. So I learned how to grow up on a budget, so. We didn't have a lot when I was really young because my parents, they did struggle like bad. I think there was one time, yeah, there was one time where they turned off the electric. So that's why I'm like shitting my pants about my gas bill, because I know come due spring, they're gonna be like, Tyler, we're shutting off your gas, and they probably won't even give me a warning. They'll just do it. So I have to deal with that this week too, or this coming week. I'm just gonna focus on what I can today. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So I have onions, beans for chili, Roma, tomatoes, celery. What else do I need? Oh, I want the chili packets. How much would this cost? 3, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11. I could probably get by with making chili for 15 bucks, and then that's gonna feed me for an entire week for one meal. And then I have old-fashioned oats. I need like almond milk or something, because with water, ugh, disgusting. Bananas. I'm just gonna get what I can afford. And dude, the last time I bought Pop-Tarts, I gotta refrain myself from buying Pop-Tarts. I ate them very quickly because I stress ate them. They're gone. They were the first thing that was gone, even that trail mix. I just sat there and ate my feelings because I was like, I'm stressed. Which is probably why I don't have any chocolate in the house, besides the fact that I can't afford it. But I do make a homemade dark chocolate because I have cocoa powder and I have coconut oil. And then I also have the maple syrup. So I mix those three together, melt it in the microwave. And then you get parchment paper, put it down on a sheet. I'll tell you the recipe right now. I'm trying to perfect the texture because it's a little bit like chewy, you know, kind of. It has the texture of like a fruit roll up, but not as stretchy, if that makes any sense. So it's 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then you put in 3 tablespoons of maple syrup or honey, whatever kind of syrupy sweetener you want. You pop it in the microwave. I always do a double batch. Pop it in the microwave, melt it, stir it, make sure you don't burn it. And then you'll take a 1/4 of a cup of cocoa powder, like the cooking cocoa powder, like baking, or I usually like to use the Hershey's dark chocolate edition, but since I'm on a budget and I'm poor, yeah, I'm poor. I'm really broke as shit. But I've been going to this alternative. I buy this. This is the Baker's Choice from Walmart. Otherwise, or actually, this might Baker's Corner. This might be from Aldi. Yup, it's from Aldi. You can see on the label. So yeah, I get that from Aldi. That's a cheaper option. And then you lay out parchment paper on like a sheet or a pan sheet, whatever. And then you pour on your melted works of art. And then a lot of times, if I have it, I like to add like nuts on the top or big chunks of kosher salt or sea salt. And then sometimes raisins. I'll get really creative with it, but I don't have the money for that right now. But yeah, I'm gonna shut up because I'm talking too much and I need to put some sort of effort into my appearance today. I need to put maybe mascara on. I'm not really gonna try too hard today. I don't have anybody to impress. Gang, gang. All right, I got a living cheap hack. So if you have bacon and you make it, save the grease. I usually plop this in the fridge so then it saves on your oil. So it's all natural. Obviously, if you have like high cholesterol and stuff, don't listen to me, but this is what I've been doing. Alright, I just ate my breakfast lunch. Tried a little bit harder at my appearance today. Kinda was winging it. Ha 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 ha. So funny. I did want to say, I'm so chatty in this video. You know what the hardest question has been for these job interviews?
Yeah, well,
where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? And internally what I'm thinking in my mind is I'm like, not here. Not at this company, but I can't say that. I can't be that honest, which might be partially why I'm bombing these job interviews, because I kind of give some BS runaround answer. Like, I can't be 100% truthful. Like, oh, by the way, I don't see myself being a part of this company in 5 years. I just need money. So I'm like, well, you know, I want to be somewhere where I can grow, which isn't a lie. I just didn't say growing with that company. I meant I want to be somewhere where I can grow. They just don't exactly know what I'm talking about. Oh, God. The thought of going back is just like, ugh. I've tried it twice since quitting my corporate job and it didn't end well. Oh, I just have to trust the process. God's timeline, not mine. It's great. Currently almost noon. And I was in a hurry this morning, and I've noticed I've been in a hurry for the last couple of weeks, and I heard this non-audible voice. I'm not nuts, I promise, but I hear things spiritually, and I heard, just take your time today. And I don't know why, but like yesterday, I didn't really talk about this in that vlog. Not only was I fighting road construction and people riding my butt and my own exhaustion, I was fighting hurrying up and waiting, because every single Uber Eats order that I did, I had to wait 5 to 15 minutes for it because it wasn't done, which totally understand. People fall behind, but it was every order just about. So that kind of was irritating. So I'm just gonna take my time today. I'm gonna do the best that I can, and I'm gonna work until my body says, you're done, and I'm gonna listen to that. And all I can do is my best. So that's what we're gonna do today. I don't know how much I'm gonna film of like actually me doing stuff, because we're running low on energy, but I'm documenting this because this is a part of my life. This is a part of my journey, and I need to blow dry my hair, by the way. I'm getting the color out of it. Fun stuff, fun stuff. Some's gotta give, man. Some good's gotta give. I have so many videos to edit, so I was trying to figure out a schedule for this coming week on what to do. I was like, oh, this time I'm gonna wake up and journal and have coffee and paint a little bit, and then I'm gonna walk, and then I'm gonna shower, and then by the time I do that, it's gonna be the afternoon. And somewhere in between all of that, I have to fit in content creation, and then I have to do the side hustle in the evenings or afternoons, usually around the lunch hour and then late at night. So yeah, Uber Eats wasn't paying doo-doo last night. Like, and people were tipping so bad. I didn't even make $100. And I worked, what, 6-7 hours? By the way, I have to pay taxes on all that too. Great, I love it. So, that being said, let's go get some fuel. I am down to my last $60 in cash. Probably got about 60 bucks left to my name. I paid, like I said, I paid the remainder of my sales tax last night, and I have just enough to get an oil change. Now I need to make enough money to get an air filter. I have to pay my internet bill. I'm behind a month on that, and I need to pay it before they shut it off. That is a necessary need. I need to pay that so I can continue to upload videos and do my admin tasks for my business. And I have an internet bill or a electric bill to send out, and then my utility bill, but I can wait till the last minute on those. So yeah, I hope I make at least 150 bucks today. This sucks. Oh, and I need to buy food. Yay. See, this is what I was talking about. There's like a big flat spot. That ain't right, man. It's weird. If you look at the tread here, they're just wearing on the side. I was gonna get gas first, but I don't think I'm gonna. Because I used 1/4 of a tank yesterday, so I have 3/4 of a tank. So if I get it down to 1/4, then I can just fill up tomorrow and save that money. Otherwise, gas is cheaper in Rochester for some reason than it is where I live. So I can get it 10 to 20 cents cheaper per gallon. So I'm better off burning more fuel in this tank and then filling up in Rochester today. So that's probably what I'll do. I'll fill up before I go home tonight. Just an idea, but I don't know what to expect. Yesterday, Instacart only had one order, and it was a shop only order for $7. So we'll see if people are being generous today and whatever else. So yay, let's do this. So there was this Instacart order that I denied. They wanted me to get 90 items shop for 2 different people. It's game day. That's probably why shit's popping right now. But anyway, what I was saying is Instacart wanted me to shop for 90 items at Aldi, and there were 2 separate orders, and that gets really confusing when there's a lot of items like that. And the sussy way that people are, if it's Costco items, it's a lot easier to distribute them, but when you're shopping for that many items, number one, it's hard to separate them in the cart, and number two, since there's like no bags at Aldi, and I don't like to purchase bags, like I like to save people money. So I pick out boxes that I find in the store and I just put their items in the boxes as I load my car, but it just gets to be a pain in the neck. But anyway, long story long, I picked up an Uber Eats order for like $37 to drive it to Zumbrota, and then I just accepted another order for $13. It was an Olive Garden order, so hopefully we're starting the day off right. Hopefully game day treats me well, because I was ready to cry on the way here. I'm so emotional lately. I'm sucking so much in. I need to cry more when I get home tonight. My nightly cry sesh, crying myself to sleep wasn't enough, I guess. Alright, I am waiting for Olive Garden to come out with my order. The thing about picking up from here is they'll have an associate come out to your vehicle, and then you can get on the way. First order is picked up. You know, I was doing a lot of reflecting on this season of life, and I just got like this intuitive message. It sounds crazy, but there's an expiration on this season. There's an expiration date on my struggle, and it's not gonna last forever, and I think that that's the hardest part about being in seasons or in the wilderness like this, is you don't know when it's gonna end, and you don't know when things are gonna start to turn around, and you don't know when things are gonna get better. And one of the hardest but most crucial things that a person can do in a situation like this is rest is necessary, and it's extremely important to listen to yourself, but it's to continue to get back up every day and fight back, you know, fight back at life, try, persist, be consistent, and oh my God, I'll be the first to tell you, well actually won't be the first and I won't be the last, these seasons of life suck. They suck so bad, they're so necessary for growth, and that's the part where I get really screwed. Shut up! That's the part where I get really screwed up, is I know that this is for a greater purpose, but then it also, there's the humanness and the emotions that I have, and just, you know, all of those emotions flood me. Misunderstanding, not like wondering why, anger, frustration, just being completely fed up. Like when I hit that wall yesterday, I just was like, I felt like giving up. And I know I'm not going to, but as a human, I have moments like that where I feel like throwing in the towel and quitting YouTube, but I know that for some reason this YouTube channel is extremely critical to my story or my impact that I'm going to make in the world, and I have to keep showing up. I got to keep showing up for my future self. I got to keep showing up for the people who are going to heal through what I have to offer to the world one day. And unfortunately, these growing pains are extremely necessary for what's to come. So yeah, I don't know, I just got that word. There's an expiration date to this season in life, and I'm gonna be so grateful when I make it through.
I'm sorry I let you down. I said some things that I never should have said.
Okay, I dropped off those 2 orders. Oh, God has been testing me lately by putting people from my past in my path. I don't even freaking remember what I was saying. There was this lady I saw struggling when I was delivering this second order. She was heavier set, she was older, and she was struggling. I was gonna stop and I was like, oh, I'm gonna deliver this food first, because for Uber Eats, you have like a time limit, so much time where you can deliver stuff, and I was like, oh, I gotta pee anyway, I'm gonna shut off the app. And then I passed her again, and she stopped me, and I was gonna stop anyway, and I gave her a ride to the gas station. And I shouldn't judge, but you know, you could tell when somebody will take and what they can get. I was like, all right, I'll give this lady a ride. And she goes, you don't have a few bucks I can spare? And she's going to the gas station for an Apple card, which I don't know if that was like a lottery card or something. And it's like, okay, well, if you have money for that, you don't. I was like, well, what do you need the money for? She's like, well, I need to buy a pop. And I was like, I'm barely paying my own bills, so no, I'm sorry. I can give you a ride though. And then she got all upset with me, but then she was thanking me. But yeah. Oh my God, I gave her a ride there, went to the bathroom, and then gave her a ride back. But man, it's cold. It was like, do you not have a car? She's like, no, I don't have a car. And I'm like, okay, so I gave her a ride. She's like, you saw me struggling and you weren't gonna stop. I'm like, well, I had to deliver the food first, and then I was gonna come and get you, which I did. But then she thanked me, so it's crazy the timing of things, you know? But anyway, before that, I think I was talking about being tested with God sending people from my past in my way, like in my path, and I'm like, yep. And I got confronted today by one of them, and you know what? It didn't even bother me because that's when I realized that I wasn't the person in the wrong in that situation. So crazy. Life is wild, man, but I'm gonna turn the app on and hopefully pick up some more orders. All right, there were no Uber Eats orders, so I picked up an Instacart order for $21. So we're going to Hy-Vee, everybody. We get to brave the grocery store today. It's gonna be grand. I can't wait to go, people. Pray for me. Okay, so that fiasco was low-key stressful. It wasn't that big of a deal, but where's that having me go? Oh, jeez. Gotta go slow. People are nuts here. Instacart shopper. What up, bruh? But anyway, I'm at the deli getting meat, right? Oh yeah, just send it, bro. This lady is like on me. Like, if she would have breathed a little bit harder, I would have heard her. That's how close she was. She was like stepping on my toes. And I'm getting meat and then getting cheese, and she's getting impatient. She like low-key tried to budge in front of me, and I was like, girl, today is not the day, and I am not the one. And so I stepped in front of her because I was first. Anyway, I was ready to rub elbows with her. It's like, Tyler, be nice. So I was. And then I got my stuff, and she like pretty much almost ran me over with her cart. I'm like, you're a biatch. And then she gets to the counter and she's like acting all nice to the girl, and I'm like, you fake asshole. Fake asshole. Oh, I hate when people are fake like that. So then I'm looking for these rounds, right? And I'm thinking they're crackers. I went on a wild goose chase for these things. They're Stonefire rounds or something like that. I thought they were crackers. That's what they looked like from the picture. And so I asked the nice girl at the deli before I left. I was like, cause I waste a lot of time looking for items sometimes. And so I try to get everything else, and then I save that for last so that I'm not stressed out about the rest of the order. And that sounds dumb because you have a time limit. Anyway, she tries to help me find them, and then I find something else that was like a pita bread, because they were actually bread, because I googled what they actually were. And then I clicked that I was finished shopping, and all of a sudden, freaking Instacart, I closed out of the app. All of a sudden, I'm walking and I find like this random, it wasn't even an end cap, it was just like a random shelf sitting out in the middle of nowhere. Shut up. And I found them, I found the correct things. I was like, there they are, I'm gonna go in the app and change it. Well, apparently when you hit checkout, you can't go back and refresh your items. And the lady didn't want the sourdough. She's like, no, I don't want those. I'm like, crap. And that was like after the fact of me finding those. Well, I had no way of refreshing it. So I get to where because you skip the checkout lane. When you have Instacart, you don't go through. A lot of stores, they don't have you do that. They have you skip the checkout. And there's like a back room, and they take you in and they scan all your items and your barcode and this stuff. It's pretty efficient, except for when you want to go back and change an item. So I'm sitting there for like 5 or 10 minutes on hold waiting to talk to Instacart, and I could hardly hear the lady because it was so loud in the store. I was like sweating. So I had to like step away to a different aisle because there was people everywhere and I was just overstimulated. But anyway, I messaged the customer because I'm more worried about getting the customer what they want than needing a time for Instacart. I usually have like 10 to 20 minutes to spare because I do pretty good on orders, but there's an order or two in there where my performance is low and I felt really bad, but did my best. I got the customer what she wanted, and I told her, I was like, hey, told her the situation. I'm like, the store associate even tried to help me find it. Finally found it, and I'm on the phone with Instacart. But anyway, I got that taken care of, but that situation low-key made me sweat. Well, I was sweating, still sweating. I had to turn the heat off in here, and it's 33 degrees outside. All right, I picked up another $20-some order, so I'm heading back to Hy-Vee for trip 2. We'll see how Instacart goes today. I notice on the weekends I usually do better with tips and stuff. I'm just gonna fly by the seat of my pants. Per usual. Okay, so I'm in the store and I'm grabbing my last item, and I was checking something over on my list real quick. This lady had no patience. She goes, ma'am, yeah, can I shove you back so I can get in that corner? And I said, you could say excuse me. Oh, great, I have to go to Pine Island again. How far is that? Oh, there's 20-minute drive. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part of it. Yeah, I am running out of patience in this store. People get so freaking rude. And then this one guy was rude too. He's like, yeah, I literally just need milk. It's like, well, you could just say, I need milk. I don't know. Some people say that I'm like easily offended or sensitive, but like, it doesn't cost a lot to be a decent human being. You know, it doesn't take a lot to say excuse me and not be rude. And I know people go through stuff, but you know. Oh, that poor guy. He looked like he was going through a massive round of chemo. He did not look like he was okay. Stuff like that just like really grinds my gears. And then people will want to be rude and they'll want to like charge in front of you, but the second you slow down, then they back off. And it's like, well, you were gonna budge in front of me. I'm sure if I kept walking, you would have just kept walking too and been rude about it. But since I backed off, you did too. Psychology of people just like blows my mind. I don't know. I avoid grocery shopping. You know, fun fact, I avoid grocery shopping because I don't like to do it. I don't like that many people. And when I do grocery shop, I usually go in the morning. And granted, this is good for my mental health and it gets me out and about, but that one chick just like grinded my gears. She rubbed me the wrong way. And I probably sounded really rude, but I don't care. Like, you could just say, excuse me, can I grab something over there? No, I wasn't really paying attention because I was trying to make sure, because I had 2 separate orders and I didn't want to screw them up because I have a tendency to do that when I'm overstimulated. Oh, just people testing my buttons, I'm telling you what. But I get to go to a different city, so, and I have to pee, so there's that. Alright, I gotta drive 8 more miles for the next order. So yeah, that's cool. But ultimately what I was saying is
5.5 miles. Take exit 77 onto State Highway 58 towards Corona.
I was saying that, okay, I'm not easily offended, but when it comes to rude people in public, it just, one of the things that gets under my skin, especially when I'm, you know, stressed or running out of patience myself, because if someone's gonna be disrespectful to me, I'm gonna let them have it. I'm not saying like, you know, get even, slash their tires, take their birthday away, start their car on fire, you know, the usual. Just kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. But it makes me want to get even. No, I'm very vocal about that when someone's being rude to me in public. You're not gonna disrespect me without me saying something about it. Usually I turn the other cheek, but today, yeah, ma'am. Firstly, it's madame. Secondly, get your vocabulary straight. Quit chopping up words, Susie. You're being lazy. It's madame. You can call me queen, by the way. So I did something. Can you tell I'm stressed? I want a donut, damn it, and I'm hungry. It was really weird. I was in the store and I bumped into this lady and she complimented my hair and she was really cool. And I was walking outside and she was calling me and she's like, hey, excuse me. She's like, what's your name? What's your story? And I was like, well, if you want to check it out, here's my YouTube channel. We had a conversation and she randomly just says, she told me a bunch of like spiritual stuff and then she goes, whatever you're going through, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, oh God, is that you? I guess I needed the donuts. I hope they're not cream filled because that's disgusting. I hate cream filled stuff unless it's icing. Okay, they're blank. Jelly rolls. Ugh. Oh yeah, getting all fat and sassy. Now I gotta turn the app back on. Here's my feelings. Yeah, I don't just believe in coincidences. That was not random. Oh. The frosting is maple. I was gonna get cinnamon rolls, but I don't want to try and eat that in the car. See what we got here. Picked up an order for Uber Eats. Yeehaw!
1712 Street Northwest.
It's half, not 1-2, you idiot. Sometimes people think I'm Hispanic descent. People start speaking Spanish to me. I'm like, no habla español. Oh, I walked into that bakery and I think it was a Mexican bakery. The pastries looked amazing, but I picked that up, so I just thought it was kind of funny. That place looked fire. When I have money one day, I'm gonna go there and buy donuts. Heck yeah. So there was a really cute waiter in that restaurant. I think that's how it's supposed to feel. Like, it wasn't fireworks, it's like my soul knows your soul. And it's a mutual understanding. Oh, I'm turning the music down. It's the people next to me. It's not mine. Dang, they're really jamming over there. But I walked in and I talked to the girl. I was like, hey, I'm here to pick up 2 orders. And she's like, oh, what are their names? And he walked in, he's like, hi, how are you? I'm like, good, how are you? And then when I was leaving, I'm like sitting there I am so socially awkward. I was sitting there and I'm like, because my hair was in my face. It was like the white chicks moment when he's like spitting his wig out of his mouth. And because my hands were full with bags and I was like, you too. It was like a good kind of smile. I was like, oh, he's cute. Like, it wasn't like make your heart bump like that, like all the red flags that I've had in my life. It was like, oh, he seems like a nice, maybe that means that I'm attracted to healthy people now. I don't know. Maybe I'm changing. Tyler's evolving. So the first order I dropped off, lady's like, pull in the driver with the blue house, and it's pitch black. There's no street lights on. I'm like, and then she's yelling across the street at me, do you have an order for Mara? I'm like, yeah. You're the one I'm looking for. What the hell? Get out of the street. Poor dude's walking in the middle of the road. Move, get out the way. Oh. And then I go to turn into this hotel here for the second order because I picked up 3 of them. There are 2 places to stop and I have 3 deliveries to make anyway. I'm pulling in and there's no turning lane. I'm like pulling into this hotel and this person is just riding my ass, and they could have clearly gotten in the left lane and they almost ran me off the road. Like, they were pretty close to frickin' smoking me. I'm like, oh my god, you mess up my car, I will wreck your face, my guy. I'm warning ya, this is my baby. This is my money-making machine. Apparently Quick Trip does Uber Eats, y'all. We've entered Richville again. This guy got a lot of snacks. But I kind of felt a little sus because it's so dark out, but I feel a lot more safer knowing that these are mansions. That sounds so bad, but thank the Lord. Look at these. You can see that. Freaking big old mansion. It's not this place, it's empty. Alright, I got 2 more orders here. I'm home now. Sorry if you hear noises in the background. Cricket just decided to eat. She always wants to do that when I turn on the camera and then I have my furnace on. But anyway, I still got hat hair. Look like I have devil horns, my lord. Alright. Today went pretty darn good. You know, I think this is the best day yet. And there's been some really low days and there's been some really high days. Like yesterday was not a good day at all for delivery service. There were like no Instacart orders, which is very odd. And then also Uber Eats was hardly paying jack, S-H-I-T. So they weren't really doing a really good job about that. But today kind of made up for it. And it's really weird because I don't know what gets in the water, but when people are generous, it's like everybody's generous. Or one app, everybody's generous. It's just very weird. It's very hit or miss. So with Uber Eats, I made a total of $184.54. Instacart, I made $51.80. Add those 2 together. Today I made a total of $236.34. Minus 40 for fuel, which is about $196.34 divided by 9 hours, which gives me a $21.82 per hour rate. So that's about how much I'm making, $21 an hour. Some days I make 13, some days I make 20. So, and that's pre-tax, by the way. But I know this video is probably very long. I am gonna cut it short. I did come home a little bit earlier. It's currently 9:45. Earlier. Oh my god. Something's gotta give. Hopefully I hear something back for the phone interviews this week, so wish me luck, you guys. Oh, and by the way, these quickery things, I ate 2 of them and I almost ate the 3rd. My steaks aren't thawed. I left them in the fridge like an idiot and not in the sink. So I ate some cheese for dinner. So, yeah, that's cool. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a wondrous day. I'm gonna go wash my face and chillax, and then tomorrow I'm gonna get back at it. Have a lovely day. I don't know when I'm gonna vlog next. I have about 5 videos to edit, so I gotta get caught up. I need to get this painting finished. Those are my most important to-dos at the top of my list. So if you watch to the end of this video, I really do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging along the journey and following along, and Jesus take the wheel. Like that lady said today, everything's gonna work out and everything's gonna be fine. It was weird because I was journaling about that, and I was even talking about it. Like, I miss my mom saying, like, Ty, everything's gonna be okay. And like, sometimes you just need to hear that. I think that that's all I've ever needed to hear, was everything's gonna be okay, everything's gonna work out. And everybody's different, but that's what I needed to hear today. So thank you, Sky Daddy, and thank you, stranger. I think her name was Marie. She was very nice. Anyway, I gotta be careful. One of these days I'm gonna hook a man. I think my eyes are alluring or something, because I dropped off this one Uber Eats order to this house, and this guy was probably mid-30s, like a little bit older than me. He was giving off single vibes, and he had his whole arm done, like a whole sleeve, and he looked at me and he like looked into my eyes and his jaw dropped and he got speechless when I handed him his order, and I was like, here's your order, here's your drink. I really don't think I'm the most attractive person in the world, but I got some pizzazz. I just need to get my dang hair fixed, but I gotta be careful. I don't want to be stuck here in Minnesota. Oh god. Anyway, thanks for watching. Peace out, homages. Bye.